The devil's in the detail, and in Baja, it could be hiding around any corner.
You're literally riding the edge to where you're putting your life at risk several times a second. You're making those split-second decisions where if you don't get it just right, that could be the end.
In Baja, one wrong move and you could die.
Over a 10-day period, Chapo Racing completed their pre-run for the 2021 Baja 500 course, which consisted of 465 miles of silty hill climbs, mountainous terrain, high-speed beach sections, and dangerous corners which have ended the race for many teams in the past. After nearly 75 hours scouting the fastest lines, potential bottleneck areas, and race-ending obstacles, it's off to tech and contingency where the car and equipment will be inspected for the safety of the racers themselves as well as their fellow competitors on the course. After months of preparing behind the scenes, countless hours of pre-running, conforming to the rules to pass tech and contingency successfully, the day has finally arrived. It's time to see if Chapo Racing has what it takes to win back-to-back races down in Baja, Mexico.
Everything's right, car's ready to go. Get up to the podium. We're 2 cars away, we're 1 car away.
When that countdown hits 0 and the green flag is waved, it's go time.
1870 is off the line. We're off into the highway zone. We get the car up to about 102 miles an hour. First section after the pavement is really tight and twisty. It's really like throwing marbles on ice at points. So many vehicles have been sliding through those corners. It's off camber, tight turns. I know from previous races that it's not hard to slide off course or end your race in the first 10 miles. UTV right in front of us, charged into the dust. We're chasing him down. He wasn't wanting to move for anything. We had our Baja Designs lights strobing. We had our siren blaring. We were hitting the push to pass button. He must have thought it was another competitor in his class. He was actually in a different class. Probably didn't know, but he didn't want to let us by. Luckily, Mike, while I was saying no, 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 did it anyways. He managed to pull over for a hair to let another car try to become unstuck. Mike just hammered in and got in front of him. So it was kind of an interesting pass, even though my initial thought was don't do it. Got in front of those guys and it was just one after the other. As soon as we passed the car, we were in the dust of the next guy. At one point, we're going down kind of a narrow path that just slightly changed direction a little bit, nothing real bad. And I looked over at the speedometer doing 97 miles an hour, and I was thinking, wow, if something goes wrong at this speed with this narrow of a course, that could be the end of us. Race mile 40 was crazy. We come over this ridge into just a sea of trophy trucks, class 1, class 10 cars, just stuck everywhere. We're going around and we're going over a rise, there's another car, and meanwhile we're behind this class 1600 car just eating his dust. It was kind of a miracle that we didn't hit anybody in that section, thankfully.
It was mile 140 and we actually blew a tube on the turbo.
We lost the clamp, so we had to kind of do an on-field repair and figure out a way to get that put together to where it wouldn't pop off again.
Did we lose power? Did it stop going?
Yeah.
Belt's good.
It ended up being, we were down for about 20 minutes.
During the repair of that turbo, I got bit a little bit. You know, I got burnt right here. And I told Mike, our driver, I said, hey, if you smell beef jerky, don't worry about it, it's just me. Very frustrating. We lost about 22 minutes in that bottleneck, just waiting our turn to go up those silted out hills. We're waiting in line. We're waiting with who was now in first place, who were now in second place. We're literally almost bumper to bumper with the guy, knowing that he's first, we're second, we're stuck in the same bottleneck. We got to one part where there was a class 10 car up on the ridge, and he was just kind of stopped there because he didn't think he could make it any further. Well, we had to squeeze by him, and Mike's telling me, hey man, if we come off this, we're gonna be rolling 20, 30 times. So we're squeezing by the guy, and we're so close to him, trying not to fall off the side, that we actually locked our right rear tire with his front left tire. And without noticing, we started to push his car off a cliff, stopped the car and saw we were pushing his car off the cliff, so we backed up a little bit and managed to get around him. So hopefully that guy was okay. Lo and behold, we see who was in first place, broken down on the side of the course.
They're taking their helmets off. They were probably done.
Coming into the driver's change, we practiced the number of things that were necessary to have a fast driver's change. So we'd practice. We'd gotten it down to under a minute. In an actual race scenario, we were able to keep it under 2 minutes. So it was pretty neat. You know, things from like pulling the camel pack out, pulling my phone out of the case, undoing the driver's pumper so that he could get out of the car quicker. We practiced it really well, and we were able to execute that with speed.
Drove into the night. The Baja design lights were amazing. They lit up the sky, and it was just like, wow. I couldn't believe that I was driving. At some points I looked down and I was doing 76 miles an hour down these dirt roads. Without those lights, it would have been pitch dark. There was nobody around. We ended up getting a flat tire a little bit later. Who knows what? Neither of us could figure it out. All of a sudden the tire just lost air, so we're not sure what we hit or what happened there.
We were able to, during a speed zone, assist the vehicle with a new spare tire in case it had another flat. We were able to do that pretty fast and efficiently. Send the car off again.
I saw a few beer bottles in the middle of the race course, which you don't normally see beer bottles in the middle of nowhere, and I thought that's kind of strange. All of a sudden I hear bang, 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 which sounded kind of like gunshots, and I saw these boulders just flying at us and hitting the car. Probably shouldn't have done this, but I'm like raised my hand up. It was sort of a natural reaction, like, I'm gonna get hit.
Got to the finish line as the chase team. We're waiting there. Those were the longest 12 minutes of my life. And lo and behold, finally, that yellow and black car comes up, crosses the finish line.
At that point, it was like, wow, this is real. We did it again. We got first place twice in a row.
It couldn't be like with a better team, with Chapo and Ernesto and Geluso and the whole rest of the team. Super proud of everybody. It was tons of work, a lot of late nights, and it all came together because of everybody.
Such a unique experience, back-to-back wins for Team Chapo Racing, Team Lone Star, Team Canam. Just a really, really fun thing.
Sidewalk. Oh, I peed. I just touched it. I haven't smelled it. Here it goes.
That's really close. That's impressive.
Stop changing the tire to try to figure out.
Can't thank our sponsors enough. Really, your collection of of chains. Everybody that helps you get there is another link in the chain that was strong enough to make it to the finish line. So, really want to send a strong thank you and shout out to first Canam for building just an amazing platform, Lone Star for helping make that car safe and durable for the abuse we put it through, Shock Therapy for really spending the time with us. I mean, these guys have flown down with us to San Felipe, just have gone above and beyond to help us get our car to that winning state. From there, we have Rugged Radios that's always there. They're always helpful. Anytime we need them, it's how can we help? What can we do for you? Type of scenario with them. They're just great people to work with. Factory UTV. Man, when you hit a rock at the speeds we go and you're just railing the car as hard as we do, it's really important to have that added protection on the bottom of your car so nothing goes through the skid plate and pops your tranny, breaks your differential or your steering. So we're really happy we have them on board. Baja Design Lights. There's nothing else out there that even compares. We've tried, we've tested Baja Designs. It's best bang for buck. We really love those method wheels. They are just the right width, the right offset for Can-Ams. If you run anything else, I'm not sure it's good as it can be. BFG tires, man, they take a beating. At points, we're hitting stuff and I'm going, oh, here comes a flat. And just time after time, I want to say they're almost bulletproof, right? They're amazing tires. Vita Miracle, which is Mike York, that has come on in a big way and really helped us become a success by splitting up the races to where we could have a more efficient, harder working driver for his section instead of trying to have one driver do the whole thing and maybe do it less well. Patriot Supreme, one of Chapo's companies, obviously come in and really help. I'm actually taking it right now since my back and neck is sore and hurt. Really helps with the swelling. Really helps me keep going. Before I got in the race car, I took 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and I took a bunch of CBD. And I want to say that's why I was able to make it to the other end. Adrenaline Motorsports, they're a fellow competitor and friend, and they're always there in case we need parts or need assistance, always helping us out. Chris at KWI, can't say enough good things about the guy. He really knows how to tune clutches for your tire size and engine power and altitude. It's a formula and it's an art, and he's really nailed it. Evo Power Sports, what an amazing company. They have really been an asset to us in helping us do small things to the car that stock they weren't designed to do. So we like to do a lot of 2-foot driving. Then from the factory, the car is going to shut your gas pedal down if you hit the brake. So they come in and help us with things to like that, shutting it off so it doesn't become a problem. Having the fans come on a little sooner so the car can run cooler. Just way above and beyond performance, they really help make the car reliable. And lastly, I would really like to thank Dick McCann. He's been a fellow team member. He's been a friend. He unfortunately passed this year, but I know he's looking down on us, looking over us, and helping us get to the podium safely. So, Dick McCann, we miss you, man.